Hey everybody, it's Dr. Quinn, and if you're watching this video, we are at the end of Unit 3. I'm just reminding you of what is due tonight. So if you take a look at the prior video, the warm-up for Week 3 or Unit 3, you'll see that you submitted at the end of Unit 2 the draft of a proposal, and tonight the proposal final is due. In addition, the draft of your introductory letter is due. So let's take a look at what's coming up next week. Okay, so next week we've got some orienting information, of course, on cover letters, which you're very familiar with, but there perhaps have been some changes depending on the industry that you're in, so we can certainly take a look at that as well. We're going to examine what to do and what to avoid as you develop those documents. I just want you to know that at my full-time teaching institution, I was the chair of a hiring committee, and I've seen hundreds of these documents in the last year, and I can give you my advice. I've been on hiring committees for other English professors and for their admins, so people who are not professors. And I've seen, I've been on hiring committees for librarians, for IT support staff, for the dean, for other administrative staff, and you get it, right? So I've seen all of these types of documents, and I can tell you what the committee, who's made up of a variety of people at the university, see and what we talk about when we have those meetings. And so that's going to be the focus of this week. If you take a look, you'll see when you click on Learning Resources, you just click over page 1, and you'll see links to how to write a cover letter strategies. And by the way, you probably have a template for this. You've probably used this before. There's nothing wrong with building off of what you have and finessing that work. Some bad cover letter examples and mistakes, and of course, I'll certainly be talking about that over the week as the week progresses. So let's go ahead and open up these discussions, and let's take a look at what is happening for each one of them. So in the first discussion, you're going to do like a little bit of a compare and contrast cover letter examples and identifying strategies used in effective cover letter writing. You look at Group A and Group B. Just choose one letter, and the nice thing about that is it's going to add some variety in the class discussion. Your classmates may pick different letters from the same group or the same ones. You may have different insight on that. So that's why the conversation with your peers is so important. Just write a paragraph comparing the two. Try to illustrate by using specific examples from each. Please don't use ChatGPT or any LLM on this. I want to see your ideas. I've got a really interesting video that I'm also going to share at the bottom of this announcement for the week from a professor at Monash University that talks about how basically ChatGPT is running our brains. And so I want to share that with you, and I just want to sort of see I actually care even less about spelling and grammar this week. I just want to see your real true insights. None of us are perfect writers. And of course, we can perfect grammar and spelling in the more formal assignments. I just want to see you come out on the page. Now, for the discussion 2 of the week, the purpose of this discussion is to apply the unit's content to revise cover letters. For this assignment, avoid sharing sensitive information. So if you're working with one of those live documents that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, you're welcome to edit it to change where you work or dates or what have you, just to protect any sensitive information. I know so many of my students have top secret clearance, but you know about where to share that information. Review a cover letter that you've written in the past. If you don't have one, draft a version now. Like if you were to sell yourself today, we're going to build off of that, so it's not a waste of time. Write a paragraph analyzing your letter strengths and weaknesses. Just be honest, because if you can highlight your weaknesses, I can make sure I focus on that as I give you feedback. And in your responses to peers, just make a note whether you find the revision plans and choices effective. What you can do as a peer is if there's like a gap in something, maybe in like detailing or specificity, you could highlight some of the ways that they could do that. And I think that would be really effective. So those are those unit discussions. And then you'll see the unit summary here talks about identifying characteristics of successful cover letter. And of course, one of the things I just forgot to do, but I fixed it now, is you can see under Unit 4, which is the unit that starts tomorrow, the final, this is the draft date of your email request for an informational interview. I'll be working on giving you feedback at the beginning of Unit 4, so somewhere between tomorrow, Wednesday, and hopefully Saturday morning at the very latest. It just depends on my other teaching schedule and committee assignments. But I'll do my best to get you that feedback, and then you can just revise. This is a smaller assignment, but you'll revise that, and it'll be due by the 11th. I'll put those dates in the overarching announcement as well. So now we're moving on to talking about cover letters And this is a nice, easy week. You've had the proposal and, which I should be grading as well this week, and the draft of the email. You'll be submitting the draft of the final email next week. And of course, working on discussions and tinkering around with cover letters. So that's what's happening this week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and to let me know. And I look forward to seeing your work this week. Be patient with me. I have a bunch of things to grade for you. I have the proposal. I've got last week's discussions, and I have, email feedback. I'll do my best to get it to you as quickly as I can so that you can use that information going forward.